Today, I'm going to be joined with my buddy Rob, who is my co-host here. He keeps me off the third rail. And also, we're going to be talking about Black History Month. We've got my friend Dexter Jefferson joining us. And he's going to be our expert on Black History Month, as you'll see in a minute when he logs in. He's black. All right, so Dexter, come on, baby. There you go. Awesome.
Hey, Dexter.
Rob, what's up, man?
How you doing? Great to meet you.
All right.
This is our first meeting, so I don't know anything about you or how you guys know each other or anything like that. But Adam, go ahead. I didn't want to cut you off.
No, it's good. It's good. Listen, I introduced you. I introduced Mr. Dexter. He's, like I said, he's going to be our expert for the what the fuck? He's going to be our expert for the conversation here.
Well, finally, we have an expert in something. So
we do. Not two schmucks. Now we've got an expert, and I think it's going to be a good conversation. We'll start with Black History Month. We'll get into a few other things. End up with Gaza. If you wonder what this is, speaking of Gaza, this is Beitar Jerusalem, the ultra right wing soccer team. And also, if you see me post on Instagram, post a lot of stuff from Beitar, absolutely connected there. So feeling pretty right wing today and excited to get into some good stuff.
Awesome. Can I ask how you guys know each other? Dexter, how do you know Adam?
Okay.
When it starts out like that, it's good.
I run this company that he owns. I'm the manager of the warehouse, and it's been history ever since then.
Wow. How long ago was that?
5 years now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Can we say the company or no?
Yeah, we work at Mr. C Fence. If you need fence, come buy fence from me.
The unofficial sponsor of the show.
That's right, the unofficial sponsor. And we make your dreams come true. So come on down. Come down to glorious Garfield, New Jersey. So I'll hire anybody. Meaning like
that's not what I heard at first. My interview.
Well, why don't you talk about your interview in the first time?
Yeah, I'd love to hear about your first meeting with
First
Adam.
of all, Dexter got hired because he's the only person to show up wearing a suit. Okay, and my son Ethan was working there, and he turns around and he goes, "You gotta hire him. He's wearing a suit."
The only thing I really remember that day is our customer saying, he doesn't hire blacks. Yeah, man, it's been a history since, man. It's been.
Well, you put it
was a crazy interview. It wasn't even an interview. It was Adam being Adam. It was Adam being Adam.
I actually think I was the one who told Ruben, who's black, that I don't hire blacks. And then we went into the warehouse and walked around. I believe.
Oh, that's what it was.
I believe that's how it went down. So, obviously, Dexter and I, we get along well, and I appreciate everything he does for me and my business. And we talk about white privilege. We talk about fucking race problems. And I think I have a unique perspective for a white person in terms of really being able to see systemic racism. So I wanted to have a conversation really because I've been really pissed off at pretty much every minority in the country / the world since October 7th. And I feel like the Black Lives Matter movement and organization stabbed the Jews in the back since October 7th. And, I was telling Dexter that my old rabbi from the synagogue I belong to now, he marched with Martin Luther King in the 60s down south. Like, it was a thing for the Jews to support the blacks in the 60s because of our shared history of persecution. Now, I don't want to get into who was the worst slave, okay? But we built the pyramids and blacks were fucking taken from their home and put on boats and brought here. But we have that common history. I mean, it's documented. It's only in something called the Bible, okay? With proof, unless you don't believe in science and carbon dating. So it it really hurt me, made me feel betrayed after October 7th, because there was not only no support, but there was an obvious connection between the pro-Palestinian movement and the Black Lives Movement. And then I started to do some research, and it turns out that the Muslim Brotherhood and the pro-Palestinian movement, ever since the Black Lives Matter big movement during the summer, and we had it up in Minnesota and other cities, they cozied up, the Palestinians cozied up to BLM, and were able to change the narrative and identify themselves as the true friend that they should be aligned with. And that is all true. And I think it was easy because I feel like that common history was not taught. Like Dexter, I'm going to have Dexter now tell you what his experience of being with Jews is, and what his perception was, and then what reality is, But Dexter, you told me something profound once.
Oh, what? I mean, yeah, like growing up, our race. I don't want to say it's taught, but we're learned to hate Jews. You guys just walking on the sidewalk all week, and we in the cars with our parents, and you guys are in the way. You know what I'm saying? We hear bad things, and like I told him, before I met him, I'm not gonna lie that I hated Jews. That's what I learned. You know what I'm saying? But now that I run this company and I work with him, and I know what kind of guy he is. We became brothers, and that's not the case. Like all Jews is, you know what I'm saying? Or
you realize that really has nothing to do with the person necessarily. It's about it's one aspect of the person, but not the person overall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
where are you from, Dexter?
I'm from Teaneck.
Teaneck. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Bergen County. Yep.
Got it.
Yeah. So
Teaneck is a heavily Jewish community. So you know what I'm saying. So
there's a lot of black
being outside, and we see them walking and doing whatever you guys do. You know what I'm saying. We're just learning.
I'm going to interrupt because the black hats are a bad representation of the Jews in America. They're like such a small percentage, and they create.
You explained that to me too, and
they create a stigma and add to the tropes, and but that's how Jews, I think, more often than not are associated with. I mean, we had a conversation about Chuck Schumer last week, right? I mean, that guy looks like a stereotype, and in New York, we had a problem with, what was it, measles? And it was the Jewish community because they don't believe in vaccines. And then all that does is, listen, I'm not going to tell the community to or not get measles vaccines, okay? But you bring it on yourself and you make the rest of us look fucking bad when you do this stupid fucking shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So, D, what do you think? You think there's a way to bring the Jews and the blacks back together, or is it lost?
No, I think so.
Yeah.
Which ways? I don't know, but I think so. I always think it's a possibility for,
It's all about fencing.
That's right. You don't want to put a 6-foot high fence. You want to put something like 4 foot so you can
4
see
foot
each other
high
in the eye,
so you
right?
can see something,
See each other. Meet eye to eye in the backyard.
There you go.
But
you got any thoughts on Kanye, Rob, Dexter?
I mean,
I told my fiance, I feel like Kanye bumped his head, but what he did was,
I know.
Yeah, nothing really more to say about that. That was just horrendous, and not the first time, and I don't know. I almost don't want to give him any more attention.
Enough said.
Yeah. All right, Dexter, you have any other thoughts on Black History Month? You were supposed to wear your ER lanyard, the ER.
Yeah, but I couldn't find one. Yeah.
And I'm not able to load the picture of my shirt, but I was sharing my a T-shirt Dexter got me that says, "I'm black every month, but this month I'm blackety black black."
I'd like to see that. Can you show that?
I can't share it because you're the host.
Oh crap! Here, I'll make you. I'll make you the host.
All right, that's awesome.
As soon as I can figure out how to do that.
Oh, you did. Nope, you didn't.
Oh, here we go. Hold on. You're Adam, right?
Yeah. Share it.
Boom, boom.
Share. Photo. Boom. Boom. Yes. Can you see that, Rob?
Yeah.
How many times have you worn that outside?
None.
Only with the jacket on, right?
But God damn it, I'm going to. Yeah, with the sweatshirt on top.
What's on the front?
Huh?
What's on the front?
And it's just a black T-shirt.
Mr. Fence.
Wow.
Mr. C.
Yeah, Mr. C. It should be on the front. Really send a powerful message.
So Dexter, I'm curious. Do you encounter, or you feel like you encounter, sort of racism in your work, like in just like your daily job that you do over there? Like, how about even within the workspace? I don't know if I can ask that question.
What about Anthony the asshole? I mean, sometimes.
Who's Anthony?
Anthony, Bucktooth Anthony.
Oh, yeah.
They're the best names. There's Bucktooth Anthony. Man. There's Dirty Andy. I mean,
Goodfellas? What is this?
We have the best names for customers, man. By the way, Dirty Andy comes in. His skin is brown from dirt, and he sleeps in a bed. Okay, and sometimes he smells like piss. Hence the name. I just want everybody.
And I never seen him. I never seen him clean. But anyway, Rob, man. Listen, when he first hired me, people used to tell him I'm no good for him. People used to tell him, like, yo, I won't say the customer's name, but there was like about 3 customers that went into him and was like, no, he's no good for us. Like, no, like, you need to hire somebody white. And now today,
or Hispanic. And I've had Hispanics people say to me, why are you hiring black people, not Latinos? And I say to them, like, these guys come to work every day. Like they work, they do a good job. I can't find Latinos. I'll hire whoever it is if they can do those 2 things. What do we tell people the first day? How do you stay hired?
Oh, just coming to work and do what you're supposed to do. I thought you were going to ask me the 3 things to get you fired.
Yeah, well, what are those?
Always late, always calling out, and always on your phone.
Yep.
Other than that, you got a good job.
Yep. Yeah,
Rob, I think we have a 95% rate of people that actually come back to work for us.
Really? People that you mean they leave and they come back?
Either whether they leave on their own, did something.
They get fired.
I tell people, Adam don't fire people. People fire themselves.
Wow. That's great.
That's kind of workspace it is.
They make it so easy because by the time I'm annoyed with them, it's like they're just one incident away from.
Well, that's what happens when your employer carries a piece.
They know.
Man, Rob, it used to be crazy then, man. I had a customer pull a knife out on me.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Really?
The blade was this big, but it was a knife.
Yeah.
Now, Dexter, are you in the warehouse, or are you on site, like on projects, or where are you?
No, I'm on the warehouse. Yeah, I'm inside the office. I help out Adam. Look out in the warehouse.
He tells everybody what to do. He makes sure everything.
I think
he makes sure everything's running smooth. He makes sure everything's set for the next day, and he's got to deal with me,
which is not easy.
Not easy,
I shouldn't say that. It's not hard either. You just got to understand who you're dealing with.
Listen, just tell them the truth. That's it,
That's what he tells everybody.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Most people don't like that.
They don't, but that's it, man. All right. But how do you know Adam?
I know Adam. So I know Adam from college. I met Adam freshman year of college in our dorm. I actually have a perfect visual of when I met you. It was in the hallway of our dorm. You were definitely wearing a Grateful Dead shirt. You had kind of a fro at the time, I think. And I remember thinking like, oh man, like what's this all about? And then that was a freshman year, and then sophomore year he kind of disappeared for a little while, and then we ended up living together for the remainder of college. And it was great. And Adam's my brother.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And interestingly, I think you would agree with this, Ad. Like we haven't really been that much in touch over the past few years or whatever. But one of the reasons I kind of like what we're doing right now is it's a great chance for us to reconnect, on a more regular basis.
Yeah.
And I miss it.
Love him.
I miss you, brother.
Yeah, same, baby. Yo, D, one day in college, my parents, me and my parents and Lisa, we needed to get down like to the Washington Monument, okay?
Uh-huh.
And Rob drove us, but he drove us in what he was wearing, which was a bathrobe and Timberlands.
Wait, how did you get there? Why?
That's what he was wearing. We got in his car. He drove us down. But the best is he had to get out on the street. I think it's like on Constitution. So he could let the people in the back out of his car standing on the fucking street in the bathroom, baby.
I forgot about that.
Man.
Oh, good times. Good times. All right. So I want to change gears. Dexter, you can stick around. You can hop off. It's up to you.
Stick around if you can.
No, yeah. I'm sticking around.
All right, cool.
Here.
So we've talked this will be 3 weeks in a row about Trump and USAID, okay, and cutting government agencies. And I think finally in the Elon Musk said by the 14th, he was going to start to put like specific stuff up. But the list is pretty crazy, okay? Mm-hmm. And who was it? You had the head of the EPA or whoever it was found $20 billion missing or allocated incorrectly that he's clawing back. Like our deficit is trillions with the T, okay? That's a lot of billions, okay? But if we start to identify billions and the billions start to add up, which they're starting to, like $900 million to a charity with links to Hamas, okay? 900 million, let's call that $1 billion, okay? And that money becomes recurring.
Well, in fairness, though, let's not say that all 900 million went to Hamas.
Well, it's linked to Hamas, and if you're linked to Hamas, you don't get any fucking American money because Hamas wants America dead as much as they want Jews dead. So why? So we have to put in place mechanisms to make sure that the money, I'm trying to choose my words because I don't want to upset everyone in my family right now, that the money is allocated appropriately and that there's real checks and real control. Like the head of USAID had been asked for a year to provide a whole bunch of information because the Republicans were asking, saying like, we have questions on where this money's going, and they refused to do it. So tied to Hamas, no more money. Okay.
So I was thinking about this this morning. So in those cases, let's say you're giving money to USAID and the head of USAID, I think it was, or somebody at USAID was scraping money off the top and channeling it to Hamas, right? It wasn't like we gave the money to Hamas, but it got to them. 100%. 100% bad, right? Mm-hmm. But so why not have like a rule that anybody that's getting money from the U.S. has to have an American on the staff of that organization, almost like an accountant at every organization that is accounting for where those dollars are going.
That works for me,
right? In other words, don't shut down. I hate to use the term "throw out the baby with the bathwater," but why do that? Why not fix the problem? I
agree. But in the meantime, So we talked episode 1 about just sort of like bull in the China shop mentality of Trump. But the more money that they're finding, the more egregious misallocation or just egregious direction of money without doing what you just said, the more it's just got to get shut down. Like there's got to be a halt. Okay. And let's do this. And then meanwhile, this is all the low hanging fruit. You know, there's a lot more, and they haven't gone into the Department of Defense, which should be interesting. Now, also, this guy, Anwar al-Awlaki, okay? He went to college in the U.S. in the 90s. Rob and I have a unique perspective because when we went to school, there was a huge pro-Palestinian movement, and it was made up of not Palestinians because they were poor and they weren't going to an expensive university, but it was rich Saudis. And I'll say this out loud. I'll bet you some of those students had ties to 9/11 hijackers one way or another, whether their family provided money or they were somehow related. Like, they used to hang a giant, like a 40-foot Palestinian flag on the side of like the main building in the middle of campus and harass us driving down the street.
Well, and I'll say that I don't know if they had ties or not, and that bothered me less than, them throwing rocks at your Israeli flag hanging in the window.
Well,
that's true. That's direct aggression right there.
Yeah. So we've been dealing, like, it was surprising to me that the pro-Palestinian movement, like, it was there, boom, this is crazy, but it didn't really, it all tied together. And for a long time, I've thought and said to people, nobody cares and listens, that I'm sure that what was going on at GW and what happened in 9/11, there's, because basically that was like the beginning of rich Saudi and Qatari money flowing into the schools. And that's what is fostering all this anti-Semitism. And going back to Black History Month, it's all on the heels of DEI. I mean, I was reading all this shit this weekend, how DEI doesn't include Jews, which then fosters anti-Semitism.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting.
I say it's all fucked up so many times, but
we don't curse on this show.
We don't curse. I'm sorry, Dad. I'm sorry. It just slips out every once in a while. Just slips out. And then what about the cement factory? Hear about the cement factory?
You're talking about the tunnels in Gaza? That
one?
That's
the $310 million we provided to build a cement factory in Gaza, which was used to build the tunnels and other terror infrastructure. And here's the kicker. We, the United States, bought cement back from the Palestinians. Oh. And now they're looking into it as a money laundering operation. I mean, nothing's going to happen, but like, this is how, when there's no controls and you make stupid decisions with no forethought, how it just spirals out of control. And I want to go on the record and say, for all you bleeding heart liberals who I've said every week, I'm not saying the age.
Throw your L's up.
I'm not. What did he hold up? I wasn't looking.
He threw it down.
No, I don't remember what I was going to say. It's not that I want it stopped, okay? But the shenanigans have to stop. And I mean, let's just quickly. How much time do we have? We've got a few minutes left. I mean, that segues perfectly into Elon Musk. Okay, I'm just gonna say this. Okay, you need an outsider to do what he's doing, who's not beholden to anybody, who can go look at books. Look, he went into Twitter and he was like, "This company's all fucked up. Fired. Divisions combined. Fired. Divisions combined. Boom, boom, boom. Inefficient. This is efficient." I mean, he turned that shit around really fast, okay? And it's not the first. It's what we need. It's what we need. And what's crazy to me is how the left only is up in arms about we didn't elect this guy and he's got access to the Treasury Department, not why are these programs that we've been supported so fucked up, or saying, yeah, you know what, we're glad Elon's doing this and we want to be a partner with him. Okay, forget him doing it alone. We want to appoint one or two other people because you're right. Okay, we don't want to be sponsoring terrorism intentionally or unintentionally, right? Tangentially or directly. Like, embrace it, okay? And change the fucking narrative. Because, like, we were joking last week, right? We will win. No, you're not. You're not going to win, okay? You're fucking not. Just go home and shut up. That's not the answer.
And did you see these poor old ladies singing that song?
Oh my God, yeah.
I mean, it's just so sad. So it's really just like, you know, the right is just, I'm sorry, to me it's fascism. Okay, and the left is just lost completely. They have no game whatsoever, and there's just nothing in the middle. And I really think they need to find that middle. I agree. I think the Dems should be saying, you know what, Elon's got some good ideas here, but hey, Elon, here's how it needs to happen. Like, here's how it should happen, because we're a democracy and this is how a democracy works. And, you know, we love your points. And yes, we've fucked up in the past. So help us get on track. Let's come up with a way to do this, such as appointing Americans at all these, you know, different organizations that we're giving money to, or, you know, I don't know. They just canned 2,200 people at the Department of the Interior. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if that's the right number. Based on what, you know, it's so, yes, there's definitely fat. There's, you know, definitely low hanging fruit. I'm probably going to end up saying this every week. You know, you just don't take a flamethrower to the thing.
No, but I will say this, because fucking ChatGPT is awesome, and I can fact check on the other side of the screen. Sure. That was 2,300 DOI employees, but they were probationary staff, okay, and part of a broader strategy to, well, right, it is part of a strategy to streamline, but at least they were probationary people. And again, like, when you're looking at efficiencies, and Dexter will tell you, all I do is talk about efficiency. Is you're going to cut the number of employees you have no matter what. So what do you need these extra 2,300? Again, that just goes to low-hanging fruit. And then we can dig into, you know, who's what. And if there's somebody who's I'll say this. A so exceptional candidate would be plucked out of that probationary, or they would have a special tag internally and people would be like, we're letting you go, sit tight. We're like, regardless of what happens here, people will be fired. We will hire you back. Yeah. So, you know, it sounds horrible and it's fucked up. And I don't know. I was talking to our friend, Rob, our friend who likes to say Yael, and we were, you know, he's pretty liberal. Yep. But he said, look, man, he said something to me. I was like, look at you. I'm proud of you. Like, embracing at least some of Trump's things. And he was like, look, man, it's not all horrible. And who the fuck knows? And we've had the last 4 years clearly didn't work. And listen, he's gay. Okay. But he recognizes, even in the broad picture of everything.
Trump is gay?
No, not Trump. So maybe that's wrong. What's wrong with Trump? He's trans and he's like a self-hating gay guy.
By the way, I wasn't saying he is. I thought that's what you said.
Something like that. I don't know. But yeah, it's fucked up and it's complicated. Maybe we should change the name of the podcast to "It's Fucked Up and It's Complicated."
Maybe we can make a word out of that.
That would be awesome. Or not. But I do want to talk about, I want to change gears quickly. We've got like 2 minutes. And I'm just going to say, all right, I want every Palestinian in Gaza. Okay.
Ooh.
Boom, I said it. Okay. I'm unburdening myself, Rob. Okay. When I saw the hostages released last week and today, okay, truly looking like Holocaust survivors.
Yeah.
I mean, that pushed me over the fucking edge. Okay. And I've said they're all complicit, and they are all complicit because they were housing the fucking hostages in their homes. And if they had any decency, any respect for humanity, they would have found a way to let Israel identify where they were and come get them, the very least. So I said it. Today was the Trump deadline. That came and went because Hamas agreed to release some prisoners today. I was disappointed that Israel hasn't launched fucking full-on Armageddon.
Disappointed, huh?
Yeah.
So just for the record, I don't agree with your position on this, but I respect that it's your opinion.
Thank you.
So what's your view on it?
Oh man, it's just such
a wife is Israeli. Like he knows Israel.
Yeah, it's just such a complicated. It's just such a complicated thing. But similar to what you said in the beginning, Dexter, about how you were born and quote unquote taught to hate Jews. Mm-hmm. So I think you could probably say the same thing about many Palestinians.
Okay.
So you're saying Dexter loves Hamas?
No, I'm not saying that. Right? I'm just drawing a correlation there. But that's not to say that I don't think it's absolutely horrible, and I don't know what the answer is. I'm not smart enough to say what the answer is. 8 seconds.
That's it, baby. We told you guys a lot of shit, and yep, the truth hurts. It fucking hurts. Can't even play us out. Rob, can you try? We're at 40:04. At some minute, some second. That's it, baby.
Are we sharing?
No.
Oh, I'm good like this.
Play us the fuck out. Come on now. Later, people. Dexter.
Right. Dexter, great to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you,
man.
Later,
you too. Hope to meet you in person sometime. Man. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Make it happen.
All right.
Take care. Rob, before you sign off, I booked next week's guest where we're going to address mental health, weed as medicine, and a few other midlife crisis topics.
Oh, no. Is your father joining?
My dad is not joining, nor is my wife, but a good friend who needs to remain anonymous. But he said that he would share some life events that happened in the last 2 weeks anonymously on the podcast. So we're going to hit that next week. Mental health.
Very cool. Arrivederci.
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 Bye.
Later.